I don't have to tell you that there are many DS games out there, so surely I don't have to tell you that there are many horrible DS games out there, and surely as you read the title, I played 3 of those games. Yes, welcome back to I played 3 of the worst DS games part 2, or something like that. Cause yeah, I made one before that and I am planning to make another one after this because there are so many bad DS games that I feel like I should play through them all. We start off with Superman Returns, a game about Superman that is supposedly bad, but surely you jest. There has never been a bad game about the Man of Steel that is just simply impossible. We start by picking out what our Superman will look like and then become this. Yep. For our first mission, we simply have to fly towards the sun. If you don't know Superman lore and are really confused, well, let me tell you, I got no fucking clue. I never really grew up with the Man of Steel as my idol, so I was kind of more of a Beyblade kid, you know. It is one of those levels where it's important to not hit the obstacles, but at the same time, if you get hit, you can still get there, you know. The obstacles aren't really that bad. Though, funnily enough, the visual hitbox and the actual hitbox are not in sync, so you could actually hit an invisible wall just for some unknown reason. That's really fun. Once the level is finished, Superman returns after 5 years. No wonder the game is called that. We then get some lore dump and a miniature city on our bottom screen as a map. We are supposed to travel through different sections and save the city from total destruction. Our first mission is to close off several portals on a map under like a minute and 30 seconds. There is only one word that can describe this long, boring mission. Oh yeah, I already said it, boring. Let's not forget that Superman is kinda okayish to control, but it doesn't feel too good. But you can't expect a DS game to feel like a PlayStation 4 game. I finish it pretty easily and move on to the next mission, which is getting to work. You know, it's almost the same as the first mission. It's literally mechanically the same. It just has a new code. So I get through that one pretty easily. I truly hope that those 2 missions I just did aren't the only gameplay elements of this game. The mission after that is, sadly enough, almost the exact same mission as I had done before. How original. But the mission after that is different. We have to disable Brainiac's control center. No clue what that means, but it's definitely different from what we had to do before. Oh, never mind. We just keep on moving forward. I feel like this game only has a few gimmicks and it sticks to them. It's like a little bit of a game with nothing else but the same levels over and over and over again. But surely there will be interesting boss fights. What? That doesn't look interesting at all. Why? So I must say that there is one level that is actually very interesting, and that is that I have to save a plane from crashing. Sadly enough, it's so fucking shit and so fucking broken that I can't even enjoy this interesting chase sequence. Debris spawns right in front of you just because why not, and dodging that is just impossible. It's just extremely tedious and just not fun to get through. This shit just spawns out of thin air and it just makes us believe that it comes from the airplane, but that's impossible because an airplane is not that fucking big and it doesn't have that many fucking bullshit pieces of metal. This game is frustrating. And lastly, I beat up another boss because surely they couldn't think of a better way to make some unique and interesting boss fights. No, this one is exactly the same. It would have been cooler if they put some music in the background so that it could actually be a fucking rhythm game and not just this shit. I must say that while there is nothing inherently wrong with this game, I fully believe it's one of those pretty boring games that's fun for the first 5 minutes and then it's absolute garbage and absolutely boring because it has the same levels over and over. You will just be better off playing Super Mario Bros. On the DS instead. But I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a broken game or anything, just felt more like a cash grab than anything else. The next game on this list is Homie Rollers. Yeah, what a name, I know. But all you have to know is that it is like Mario Kart, but probably worse. We start the game with the whopping 2 language options, Spanish and English. Of course I pick English, because I gotta understand the game, you know. We then get to pick a character from a very unique roster. Is that a fucking chili? I decide to pick this random zombie dude and start racing, and holy fuck, this shit handles badly. The track design of this particular race isn't that bad, but damn, I can't seem to win at all. But the game is clearly a broken mess, as I literally was able to drive up a wall. I obviously finished last, while randomly at the bottom of the screen a lady waves with a flag that reads homies. My homies did not let me win. I try again and finish last. Again. I can't with this game, man. But I have to keep playing for this stupid video. Next up, I picked the chili guy, who has a different starting track, which I really think is interesting, as that is an interesting way to add more story in a racing game. Something this game actually tries to do. I must say that this map is definitely weaker than the previous map, but design wise it's kind of okay, I guess. It gets a passable grade. Of course, everything else about the gameplay is shit. Even the items are just not fun and unsatisfying to use. Of course I lose again, so I pick another guy and get yet another map that is way more interesting, and I honestly do like the vibe of it. Sadly enough, the AI in this game doesn't like me winning or being in first, even though I could use it, even though I could have won, even though there was no reason for them to catch up to me, but they did. So they cheat. In the last race I actually raced pretty well and managed to get at least the top 3 spot, but sadly enough at that point it was already too late. Even the interesting track design couldn't save this game from its clunky controls and boring gameplay. So yeah, this game is weird, but somehow honestly could have been something. It had some potential here and there, and yet it couldn't reach that potential. All it will ever be is a cheap knockoff of Mario Kart, and honestly it had great ideas and probably had some love behind it while the game was being developed. Nobody who would develop homie rollers would not have fun creating the game. The next game is also a racing game. Yes, and it's from a well-known racing franchise, no less. So I got really intrigued as to why this game got so little scores. I start the game with only 3 language options now. I call that upgrades, baby. You then start off with a little race with a total of 5 racers to see if I'm actually up to the task to play this game. And I must say that while the handling of this game is a little rough, it is much better than fucking homie rollers. I did get second, but I honestly had a lot of fun, even though the controls are a little difficult to get used to. In the next race I'm supposed to get as many takedowns as I can, something the Burnout series is very known for. This is honestly really difficult in this version of the game, as you can imagine that the handling isn't really my friend, and while steering and everything just sucks to do. But like I said, it's better than this. And honestly it might be because of this that I feel much better playing this game. I'm having fun. The next event, I will call it that because it's not really a race. We have to get a high score by making a lot of cars crash into each other, which is honestly one of the more fun things to do in Burnout games. But considering this is the DS version, I had no idea what I was doing, and I still got a pretty good score. Next up I had to do a bunch of laps and try to get the best time I could. Of course, this is the point of the game where I start to see the cracks in what might have been otherwise a decent game. The cars are just almost impossible to correctly control, and steering is hell. It is a lot of feeling around and guessing work, so of course I did terrible in that one. And in the last mission I played as a cop that had to destroy the vehicle in front of me, and that's what I did. And it worked out perfectly. The tracks were compact enough for me to move well enough and trap the bandit and make him crash. I'm sure the driver is fine, right? In short, I think the game is definitely not as bad as people say it is. It is honestly one of the few gems in my opinion. Yes, the handling is bad, and yes, the game definitely lacks in content, but I honestly had a lot of fun with it for like the 15 minutes I played through it. It is definitely worth playing for a little while. And this ends yet another video where I played through 3 games. I hope you are enjoying the series thus far. I have no clue what type of games will be covered in the next videos where I play through 3 games, but I guess you will just have to wait and see. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and liking. See ya.